level of racing that he's achieved is extremely rare.
Matoli's a monster! Matoli wins the sprint! Oh, what a horse he is! The mighty Matoli!
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift. I'm Dan Illman, along with Nicole Russo, and let's take a look at the field for Friday's Spa Baby race. We kick off the 50-cent late pick 5 with race number 6. It's a maiden special for New York breds, and sprinkled among the experienced runners are some first-time starters trained by Christophe Clement and Chad Brown, and Spendthrift is represented by the 5 Shortsinthewinter. This one is by their hot first-crop sire, Bolt d'Oro.
Yeah, Bolt d'Oro currently slugging it out with his age mate and Triple Crown winner Justify atop the freshman earnings list. They're separated by less than $10,000, so a strong performance by Shortsinthewinter or one of his other runners this week is going to put Bolt d'Oro right on top of that list, making a very strong start to his stud career.
A break from the inside post is the number 1 Camm Duke, and Camm Duke has some experience and even performance in his career debut, finishing behind a couple of these. He's a half-brother to Hush of a Storm, who was a stakes winner going long on synthetic, a $5,500 yearling. I can see him doing a little bit better with the experience under his girth, but he's going to have to deal with the inside post.
Yeah, he's actually one of 5 in here coming out of the same race, going 5 furlongs at Belma a month ago. So your analysis of this race is really going to hinge in large part on what you thought of that race. The winner of that event, I'm Wide Awake, has run just once since, was a wide 11th in a big field in the Sanford early in the meet. Probably deserves a bit of a mulligan for that. Camm Duke, you see good 2-year-old performers Brigand and Sky Music on the page as well. Brigand won his debut and was graded place sprinting as a 2-year-old.
The number 2, With No Name, is a first-time starter, Mike Maker and Tyler Gaffalione, and this one has speed on both sides of the pedigree. By Sharpest Tekka, first crop sire already has 6 debut winners. The dam, a half-sister to a multiple stakes-winning dirt sprinter. It's the family of Jockey Club Gold Cup winner Hainesfield. I've seen a couple of these workouts on video, haven't been very impressed, although the last half-mile breeze does look pretty sharp, and again, this horse has speed on both sides.
Absolutely. Sharp as Tekka by leading New York sire Freud just has that miler speed that is so valued in an American stallion. He does have 6 debut winners, as you mentioned, but 12 individual winners overall to lead the freshman class in that category. So his early statistics are suggesting that they may improve with a star under their belts.
The number 3 is Social Sidekick, a first-time starter by Tapizar, going out for Barclay Tag. Trevor McCarthy has the mount on Social Sidekick, who has been working steadily since late April, a $70,000 yearling. The dam won a couple of sprints, and the second dam had some class. These workouts look pretty solid, and Tag occasionally can pop one at Saratoga.
Well, that's just what I was going to say about Barclay Tag's barn. And I like this long, steady work tab on this horse. I think that's very good. The consensus seems to be with this current Saratoga dirt track that you want a good fitness base on a horse, especially a debut starter.
The number 4 is Dee's Speedster, a second-time starter by Outwork. Danny Gargan trains. The 4th dam is the Great Personal Ensign. Dee's Speedster, a $25,000 yearling. Kind of broke down towards the inside in the career debut, past a couple of tired horses. I think it was a sneaky good effort, getting blinkers for the first time, and I like that Flavian Pratt retains the mount.
Absolutely. And I think this is a horse who is definitely eligible to improve off that experience and who you should get some value on based on some of the others coming out of that same maiden. By Outwork, who you mentioned, a 2-year-old debut winner by 2-year-old champion and emerging sire of sires, Uncle Mo. And D Speedster, as you mentioned, had the rail in the debut, should show more speed with blinkers on and got a better draw here.
Too early to give up on the number 5, Shortsinthewinter, a second-time starter with Kendrick Carmouche aboard. This one by Spendthrift stallion Bolt d'Oro, sold for $140,000 as a yearling. The dam was stakes place sprinting in the mud. The dam's a half to a nice horse in Japan, a grade 1 stakes winner on the dirt. And this horse just didn't break in the debut. With a better start, I would expect better results.
Oh, absolutely. As a result of breaking slow, this one then was bumped, then was forced wide. Really had quite a bit of trouble in that race and is definitely eligible to improve. We talked about Bolt Doro, one of the leaders of this freshman class early on. 8 individual winners for the young Spendthrift stallion, including stakes place runners Owens Leap and John Gray. And looking at the female side of this family, the dam is stakes place dirt sprinter in the mud, and there is some rain in the forecast both Thursday and Friday up in Saratoga.
Trainer Tim Hills is very underrated, and he has the number 6 Leota shipping up from his Monmouth base, where this horse has been training steadily since early June. A $40,000 made 2-year-old in training purchase, breezed a furlong in 10-4. I do wonder if this one may want a little bit more distance by first crop sire Destine, who just missed in the Belmont.
Yeah, that's going to be my overall impression of these horses as well. You mentioned first crop stallion. He was at his best going long after running a close second in the Belmont. Later on won the grade 2 marathon at 1 3/4 miles. He is a full brother to Creative Cause, who was a grade 1 winner at 2 and is a useful sire in his own right. I think Destine's going to be just fine as a stallion, but ultimately I am going to want to see them going a little bit longer.
I'm expecting the number 7 Acoustic Avenue to take a lot of the money. A $200,000 April 2-year-old in trading purchase, breezed a furlong in a speedy 10 seconds flat by high percentage juvenile debut stallion McLean's Music. The 3rd dam was a grade 2 stakes winning sprinter. The 4th dam, multiple grade 1 stakes winner Anti-Spend, and quick workouts for a great trainer in Christophe Clement.
Yeah, very good workouts. The last 3 have all ranked, in the top 10 on the day, and some pretty big work tabs, including a bullet a couple back. I would be interested in the Clocker reports on this horse to see how our colleague Mike Walsh and his team up in Saratoga evaluate kind of how this horse is finishing up in the works. As I mentioned, I think you want a horse with a really strong fitness base underneath them for this Saratoga meet. And I am interested that this horse only has 4 published works at the moment over the last month. So I would be interested to know how this horse is finishing up, kind of what their impression of his fitness is.
The number 8 is Quick Chaos. Johnny Velasquez retains the mount for trainer Jorge Abreu, a $170,000 yearling by Unified, getting blinkers for the first time. The dam's a half-sister to a stakes-winning sprinter. You see the mud ability under the 2nd dam. Quick Chaos was bumped leaving the gate. I think it might have left a little bit of an impression on him, but he ran okay to be 3rd. I think he moves forward, and I like that he's gotten 2 breezes since that race.
Yeah, I definitely think this another one eligible to move forward after some trouble in that race. Was really bumped hard, and I think it threw him a little bit, but then he finished with interest. I like seeing that from a young horse.
The number 9 is 10 Cent Town. We're going to take a look at his career debut, where he finished ahead of several of these horses. He was bet down to favoritism. He's going to finish 2nd. I thought all in all, this was a really useful performance. His sire may not be well known, but he was a pretty quick horse, and I think he can be a useful state-bred sire here in New York.
I think so as well. I got the opportunity to see some of his first yearlings last summer at the New York Bred Sale in Saratoga, and I thought he was throwing some very good physicals. He was pretty well received by the regional marketplaces. Just got his first winner yesterday at Finger Lakes, and 10 Cent Town, another one who, ran on with interest in the debut, and I like the works that he's shown at Saratoga since, especially that sharp 4 furlong move on the 22nd. I like it when horses debut and then they seem, the light bulb seems to be going on in the morning. That tells me that they're figuring out the job and they're enjoying it.
Completing the field is the 10 Bobby the Tank for Jose Ortiz and Chad Brown, who sent out a debut winner on the dirt last week. $65,000 March 2-year-old by Carpe Diem, 9% winners with juvenile debut runners. The dam's a half to a juvenile grade 3 stakes place sprinter. There was a lot of sprint ability on the bottom. Carpe Diem adds some stamina, and you have to respect Chad with anything.
Absolutely. This is another one where I'd maybe like to see a longer work tab on this horse. Then again, Chad Brown, a guy who's certainly going to wind up in the Hall of Fame someday, knows better than I do. And you're likely to get good value on Brown and Ortiz, as I expect people to gravitate toward the experienced horses in this race. You'll have to watch the board because I think you will get value on some of the first-time starters.
Took the words right out of my mouth. You have to watch the board and you'll get an opportunity to do so. This race kicks off the 50-cent late pick 5 without looking at the tote. Who's it going to be, Nicole?
Well, I definitely looked toward the experienced horses, and I wound up landing on Quick Chaos. I think this was a horse who took some adversity. It took a couple furlongs to shake it off, but then finished up with interest, and I liked that. By a pedigree that's got juvenile ability and speed on both sides, and some wet track ability. And we did mention watching the forecast for the coming days in Saratoga.
I'm going to spread in multiple race wagers. I landed with no name, even though I wasn't really thrilled with the visuals that I saw on the work tab, but maybe she's not a good workhorse. Sharpest Tech has gotten off to such a hot start. Mike Maker had a 2-year-old debut winner, albeit on grass the other day. So this horse should be a decent price, but I'll probably have to use all 4, and I still don't even have Acoustic Avenue. Figures to take a lot of money. This should be a fun race. I am interested in your top pick, Quick Chaos, however. 8924 for Nicole, 2389 for me. It's Friday Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift.